Stephanie, thanks. And I'm joined now live in set with Jeff Silverstein with Sussex Strategy Group for more on the story. Jeff, you were there for the back end of the Rob Ford saga as things were starting, kind of to unravel. Do you see any parallels here at all with how this has been playing out politically and personally for Patrick Brown?
Well, I think that really the way the whole thing was managed and handled was really a textbook example of how not to do things. He looked like he was left out there on his own, sort of quivering and blowing in the wind and abandoned and running down the stairs and getting into a dirty van and leaving. I mean, the party needed to have a crisis plan in place. There had been talk and rumors of this sort of thing for a long time, but it seemed as though they were completely caught unprepared.
Yeah. He was all on his own there. Now, if you were consulting him, would you advise him to just go to ground and stay there versus his plan to not only go into work, but to sit in legislature as soon as possible? Like they resume legislature. They sit again next month. Is this just too toxic?
Well, I think that, first of all, last night he really should have come out and resigned. I think sending out a press release at 1:30 in the morning after the press conference that was held at 9:45 was clearly not the way to handle it. Really, the evidence was overwhelming. I think that when he got that phone call from CTV at 7:30 saying, look, we've got a story, we're running it at 10 o'clock, we want to give you the chance to speak, clearly they should have assembled then and there and said there's no way out of this. The optics just aren't going to work. We can't be seen, you can't be seen to be taking on the Wynne government and challenging their record and their moral authority to govern when these allegations are lingering. They haven't been proven in court, but public perception is everything. Mm-hmm. So a resignation last night should have happened. And then the team that resigned, of course, should have then moved forward and worked with an interim leader, is my feeling.
Jeff Silverstein, thanks so much for joining us. Very interesting perspective.
Thanks, George.
All right, 9:57.
We've got Jeff Silverstein back again today, of course, from Sussex Strategy. You're a strategist, you're an advisor, and you talk about how things look optically for the message. So let's talk about the messaging coming out of the PCs today. They seem to very much be rallying around Vic Fedeli.
Well, I think this is what they've been waiting for. I think this announcement couldn't really come soon enough. For the last few days, there's been a lot of disarray. The party hasn't looked quite as united as it needed to, and that's what people are looking for. They want to see a seamless transition, and now is an opportunity for Vic to make a substantive speech to remind people why they are an alternative to the Liberals, to go after the Liberals again on their track record. This is the pivot that they've been waiting for.
Do you think that they're going to need to readjust their platform very much? Because, again, the platform came from the grassroots of the party. Vic Fedeli, who I interviewed yesterday, said, I don't think it needs to change much. But what do you think as an observer? Do they need to put not only a fresh face, but a fresh spin on their platforms?
No, I don't think so. I think that it was a very strong platform. The strength of the platform is the breadth of it. That they had spoken to so many people. It's a citizens platform, and I don't think that that's going to change. I think that that's something that they're going to campaign on.
We had Lauren Bosanoff in here earlier talking about how he went to voters, took a quick poll. The numbers didn't change in terms of the horse race very much, but really I suppose the next few days are going to be crucial for the PCs to try to, if they want to win, maintain the momentum and maintain their position as the leaders.
Well, the poll that we saw, not too long ago is really a very significant poll because it suggests that the people of Ontario are still hungry for a change. There's no question about that. That hasn't changed. So what the PCs need to do is to get back on that track, continue to remind the people of Ontario why they are the alternative and why they need a change.
Boy, there is so much at stake over the next several days and weeks, of course. Jeff, good to have you in here. We'll probably have you in here again, but thanks for coming in this afternoon. Do appreciate this. So thank you for watching us.